I witnessed the perfect world of the Rowan family crumble. Sisters fighting, a fiance cheating, and a betrayal so vile it made my blood boil. Masks of luxury. I'm clipping palm fronds in the scorching Miami sun, sweat dripping down my neck, when I first noticed the cracks in the Rowan family's perfect facade. Been a landscaper for years, ever since I left the Marines, tending gardens for the kind of folks who think money buys happiness. The Rowans, they're the crown jewel of my client list, owners of a fashion empire that dresses celebrities and fills glossy magazines. From the outside, their oceanfront mansion screams success, marble columns, infinity pool, a yacht docked out back. But I've seen enough rich folks to know the shinier the surface, the dirtier the secrets underneath. I'm nobody to them. Just the guy who keeps their hibiscus blooming and their lawns pristine. They don't know. I listen that I see everything. Like how Winnie, the elder daughter, paces the veranda, her engagement ring glinting as she argues on the phone. Or how Xena, her younger sister, lounges by the pool, smirking at her phone like she's plotting something. Their dad, Rowan, barks orders at staff while his wife, Yara, watches everyone like a hawk. This family's got drama brewing, and I'm not talking about the kind you see on reality television. This is the real deal. Betrayal, envy, the kind of mess that burns everything to the ground. Winnie's the one I notice first. 32, sharp as a tack, with a smile that could sell 1,000,000 dresses. She's the brains behind the Rowan brand's latest collection, the one that's got Paris and Milan buzzing. She's engaged to Quentin, a slick marketing guy who looks like he stepped out of a cologne ad. They're planning a wedding that'll make headlines, white roses, a string quartet, the works. I'm trimming hedges near the patio when I overhear her talking to Zarya, her model friend, about the big day. Quentin's been so sweet, Winnie says, her voice soft. He's everything I ever wanted. Zarya laughs, tossing her hair. Girl, you're living the dream. Don't mess it up. But there's an edge to Zarya's tone, like she's hiding something. I keep my head down, snipping away. Rich folks never notice the help, which is why I hear things they don't want me to. Quentin's another story. 35, all charm and ambition. The kind of guy who shakes your hand and makes you feel like you're the only one in the room. But I've seen him lingering too long with Xena by the guest house, their heads bent close, whispering. Xena's 29, the family's golden girl, always draped in the latest Rowan designs. She's got her dad wrapped around her finger. Rowan's eyes light up when she walks in, like she's the sun and Winnie's just a shadow. Xena's got a way of stealing the spotlight, and from what I've seen, she doesn't like sharing it with her sister. I'm raking leaves one afternoon when I catch Rowan and Yara arguing in the study, their voices carrying through an open window. Rowan's a big man, 60, with a temper that makes staff scatter. Winnie's too focused on this wedding, he snaps. She's neglecting the brand. Yara, 58 and sharp as a blade, shoots back. She's doing fine, Rowan. Let Xena take on more. She's got the charisma. I pause, pretending to adjust my rake. Yara's not Winnie's mom. She's the stepmom. Married Rowan after his first wife passed. She plays the doting mother, but I've seen her favor Xena, slipping her extra cash, praising her every move. Winnie's accomplishments, Yara barely notices. The first sign of trouble comes on a Tuesday. I'm hauling mulch to the flower beds when Winnie storms out of the house, clutching her phone. She's pale, her hands shaking. I keep my distance, but I hear her muttering, "How could she do this?" She dials someone, her voice low and furious. Bridget, what the hell is this about Quentin? Bridget. I've heard that name before. Quentin's ex, the one he dated before Winnie. Word around the staff is she didn't take the breakup well. Tucker, the estate manager, told me she's been sniffing around, asking questions. Tucker's 40, loyal to Rowan, but he's got a knack for stirring the pot. I don't trust him, but he's got dirt on everyone. Winnie's call ends, and she stands there, staring at the ocean. I'm close enough to see her eyes, red, like she's holding back tears. She doesn't notice me, but I notice the text she gets. Her phone lights up, and she gasps, covering her mouth. I can't see the screen, but whatever it is, it's bad. She heads inside, and I go back to my mulch, thinking about the Marines. Back then, you knew your enemies. Here, they're smiling at you, pouring you champagne. That night, I'm locking up the shed when I see Quentin and Xena by the pool. It's late, the mansion's lights casting long shadows. They're too close, his hand on her arm, her laugh too intimate. I freeze, blending into the dark, You're playing a dangerous game, Quentin says, his voice low. Xena smirks. I always win, Q, you know that. They part ways, and I'm left wondering what I just saw. A fling? A plot? With these people, it's never just one thing. The next day, Winnie's different. She's quieter, watching Quentin like she's trying to read his soul. Pruning roses when she approaches Zarya again, this time in the gazebo. Did you know about Quentin and Xena? She asks, her voice barely a whisper. Zarya's eyes widen, but she recovers fast. Winnie, you're paranoid. Xena's just flirty. It's nothing. But Zarya's fingers twitch, like she's nervous. Winnie doesn't buy it. I got a message. Someone saw them together. If it's true, she trails off, her jaw tight. I keep pruning, but my ears are wide open. Someone's stirring trouble, and my money's on Bridget. Silas, Quentin's lawyer friend, shows up that afternoon. He's 33, clean cut, the kind of guy who'd rather talk his way out of a fight than throw a punch. He's chatting with Ariel, his new girlfriend, a 27-year-old blogger with a nose for scandal. They're by the driveway, and I'm nearby hauling clippings. This family's a gold mine, Ariel says, scrolling her phone. One leak and I'm viral. Silas frowns. Be careful, Ariel. Rowan doesn't play nice. I don't like Ariel's vibe. She's trouble, the kind that'll burn everyone to get her 15 minutes. By the end of the week, the tension's thick enough to cut with my shears. I'm watering the orchids when I overhear Yara and Uriah, Rowan's business partner, in the library. Uriah's 45, a smooth talker with eyes for Yara. You deserve better than this circus, he says, his voice soft. Yara laughs, cold. I'm not here for love, Uriah. I'm here for power. I move on, but it sticks with me. Yara's got her own game, and it's not about family. Winnie's unraveling. I see her late one night, sitting on the terrace, staring at a crumpled note. I'm sweeping the path, invisible to her. She reads it, then tears it up, her hands shaking. I catch a glimpse of the handwriting, feminine, loopy, Bridget's. I bet whatever it said, it's lit a fire in Winnie. She stands, her eyes hard, and mutters, if they think they can ruin me, they're wrong. She doesn't see me, but I see her. That's not the face of a woman who's giving up. That's the face of someone planning war. I lock up the shed, the mansion glowing behind me. The Rowans think they're untouchable, but I've seen empires fall. Money buys a lot. Yachts, dresses, lies. But it doesn't buy loyalty. Winnie's got a fight coming, and I'm just the gardener, but I'll be watching, because when the rich go to war, it's the help who see the blood first. Daggers in the back. The Miami heat's relentless, sticking to my skin as I drag a hose across the Rowan estate, watering their precious orchids. Been a week since I saw Winnie's world start to crack, and now it's splintering fast. I'm just the gardener, former Marine, invisible to these people, but I see it all. The lies, the whispers, the knives, they're sharpening behind each other's backs. The Rowan's mansion still gleams, all glass and marble, but it's a house of cards, and the wind's picking up. Winnie's changed. She's not the radiant bride-to-be anymore. Her eyes are sharp, calculating, like she's hunting. I'm trimming bougainvillea near the guest house when I catch her sneaking into Quentin's office. Her movements quick, deliberate. She's looking for something, papers, maybe, or proof. Quentin's out, probably schmoozing at some club, but I saw him last night with Xena, tucked away in the gazebo, their laughter too cozy for comfort. Winnie doesn't know yet, not for sure, but she's close. I keep my shears moving, blending into the background. I've learned to stay out of rich folks' wars, but damn, it's hard not to watch. Xena's playing a game I've seen before. She's 29, all charm and venom, the kind of woman who'd smile while slipping poison in your drink. I'm raking gravel by the pool when she struts out, phone in hand, texting furiously. She doesn't see me, but I hear her mutter, Winnie's too soft for this. She's plotting, no doubt, and Quentin's her pawn. I saw them 2 nights ago, behind the palms, his hand on her waist, her whispering promises I couldn't catch. Xena wants the crown. Rowan's fashion empire, the spotlight, all of it. Winnie's in her way, and Xena's not the type to share. I'm hauling clippings to the compost when Winnie corners Zarya in the rose garden. Zarya's 30, a model with a face that sells magazines, but her loyalty's as shaky as the stilettos she wears. Tell me the truth, Winnie hisses, her voice low. Are Quentin and Xena screwing me over? Zarya hesitates, her eyes darting. You're overthinking it, Win. They're just close. But her voice cracks and Winnie pounces. I saw the text, Zarya. Don't lie to me. I keep my head down, but I'm all ears. Winnie's got evidence, screenshots maybe, or photos. Zarya squirms, then spills, okay, they've been meeting, but I don't know details. Talk to Bridget. Winnie's jaw tightens. Bridget again. That woman's a ghost, stirring chaos from the shadows. Bridget's Quentin's ex, 34, scorned and out for blood. Tucker, the estate manager, let slip. She's been calling staff, digging for dirt. I don't trust Tucker, 40, slick, always watching, but he's got a nose for trouble. I'm pruning hedges when he sidles up, smirking. Winnie's losing it, he says, like it's gossip hour. Thinks Quentin's cheating. Rowan's pissed. I grunt, non-committal. Tucker's fishing, but I'm not biting. He moves on, but I catch him later, whispering to Uriah, Rowan's business partner. Uriah's 45, got a thing for Yara, and I'm starting to think Tucker's playing more than one side. Rowan and Yara are another mess. I'm sweeping the terrace when I overhear them in the dining room, voices raised. Rowan's 60, a bulldozer in a suit, and he's railing at Winnie's distractions. She's letting the brand slip. He snaps. Yara, 58, cool as ice, counters. Xena's ready to step up. Give her a chance. I pause, adjusting my broom. Yara's pushing Xena hard, like Winnie's just collateral damage. Rowan grumbles, but agrees. And I think poor Winnie, fighting a war on two fronts, her fiancé and her own family. Winnie's not backing down, though. I'm fixing a sprinkler near the driveway when she meets Bridget at a cafe down the street. I'm not spying, just close enough to see them through the window. Bridget's all fire, gesturing wildly, handing Winnie a USB drive. Winnie's face hardens, like she's swallowing rage. She's back at the mansion an hour later, locking herself in her room. I'm watering ferns when I hear her sobbing through an open window, then silence. That's when I know she's not breaking. She's planning. The next day, Silas pulls up in his Bentley, looking tense. He's 33, Quentin's lawyer, buddy, caught in the middle. His girlfriend, Ariel, 27, trails him, snapping selfies for her blog. I'm hauling soil bags when I overhear them by the fountain. This family's a ticking bomb, Ariel says, grinning. I could blow it up with one post. Silas grabs her arm, voice low. Don't, you'll burn us all. Ariel laughs, but I see her eyes hungry, dangerous. She's trouble, and Silas knows it. I keep moving, but I'm thinking, this girl's gonna light a match. That night, I'm locking the shed when I catch Quentin and Xena again. This time in the library, the window's cracked and their voices carry. Winnie's sniffing around. Quentin says, pacing. We need to move fast. Xena leans close, her smile sharp. I've got her handled. Dad's eating out of my hand, and Yara's on board. You just keep her distracted. Quentin hesitates, then nods. I slip away, my gut twisting. They're not just cheating, they're plotting to steal Winnie's future. Xena wants the brand, and Quentin wants power. Together, they're a wrecking ball. Winnie's one step ahead. I'm clipping palms when she tracks down Clara, Xena's assistant, in the staff kitchen. Clara's 25, mousy, scared of her own shadow. I know you see everything, Winnie says, voice firm. Tell me about Xena and Quentin. Clara's eyes dart, but Winnie leans in. Help me, and I'll protect you. Clara cracks, whispering about late-night meetings, secret calls. Winnie nods, slipping her a card. Keep watching. I'm impressed Winnie's building an army. The real bomb drops at a charity gala, the kind of event where Miami's elite sip champagne and pretend they care about the poor. I'm outside, tending the entryway planters, watching the Rowans play their parts. Winnie's in a silver gown, radiant but tense, clutching Quentin's arm. Xena's in red, stealing glances at him. Rowan and Yara work the room, all smiles. Then Bridget crashes the party. She's a vision in black, eyes blazing, and she heads straight for Winnie. I'm close enough to hear her hiss, check the USB, they're screwing you over. Winnie freezes, then slips away, Quentin trailing her. I'm sweeping the walkway when Winnie returns, alone, her face a mask of fury. She's watched the USB, videos, texts, proof of Quentin and Xena's affair. I see her slip into Rowan's office, where she confronts him. Xena's sleeping with Quentin, she says, voice shaking. Rowan scoffs. You're jealous, Winnie. Xena's just spirited. Yara chimes in. Don't ruin this family over rumors. Winnie storms out, and I think they're blind, or they're complicit. The next morning, Ariel's blog post hits. It's vague, no names, but it hints at a Miami fashion dynasty hiding a scandal. Social media explodes, and the Rowans panic. I'm watering the lawn when Rowan screams at Yara, "Find out who leaked this." Yara's eyes land on Winnie, but I know it's Ariel, egged on by Bridget. Silas confronts Ariel, furious, but she shrugs. "It's just business, babe." I'm starting to see the web. Bridget's pulling strings, and Winnie's caught in the middle. Winnie's not done. I'm fixing a trellis when she meets Bridget again, this time in the garage. "I want them destroyed," Winnie says, voice cold. Bridget smirks. "I've got more dirt. Let's burn them down. They're allies now, two women scorned." And I'm thinking, this is how empires fall. Not with a bang, but with a blade in the dark. I lock up the shed, the mansion's lights flickering like a storm's coming. Winnie's got proof, allies and a fire in her gut. Xena and Quentin think they're winning, but they don't see the daggers. I've seen war, and this is it. Quiet, vicious, and coming for blood. I'm just the gardener, but I know one thing. When the rich bleed, it's a hell of a show. Ashes of empire. The Miami sun blisters the Rowan estate, heat rising off the gravel as I haul palm fronds to the compost, sweat stinging my eyes. The mansion's a mirage of wealth, glass walls catching the light, turquoise pools shimmering, yacht swaying at the private dock, but it's rotting inside, poisoned by betrayal. I'm the gardener, ex-Marine, a ghost to these people, but I've watched their war ignite. Winnie's a caged tiger. Xena and Quentin are predators closing in, and the family's empire is teetering. I keep my head down, tools in hand, but my eyes miss nothing. This isn't my fight, yet I'm here, rooted, waiting for the collapse. Winnie's transformed, her warmth burned to ash. I'm clipping hedges by the veranda, the air thick with jasmine, when I spot her in the study, hunched over a laptop with Clara, Xena's former assistant. Clara's 25, jittery, her mousy demeanor cracked under Winnie's pressure. "I got the footage," Clara whispers, hands trembling as she plugs in a drive. Them in the penthouse clear as day. Winnie's eyes, once soft, are now glacial, glinting with purpose. "Every frame?" she asks, voice low. Clara nods, swallowing hard. "And texts. They're planning to push you out." Winnie leans back, fingers drumming the desk, a general plotting a siege. "Good, they're finished." I keep my shears steady, but my pulse quickens. Winnie's holding dynamite, videos, messages, a blueprint of Quentin and Xena's treachery, and she's ready to light the fuse. Xena's blind to the storm. I'm raking by the pool, the water glittering under noon light, when she sprawls on a chaise with Zarya, martinis in hand. Xena's 29, all venom and velvet, her gold bikini a taunt. Winnie's cracking, she says, smirking, sunglasses hiding her eyes. "Dad'll hand me the brand by next month, and Quentin's mine." Zarya, 30, a model with a face like a blade, laughs, but her gaze flickers, calculating. She's double dealing. I'd bet my truck on it. Whispering to Winnie one day, Xena the next. I drag my rake, slow, catching Quentin on the driveway, pacing, phone pressed to his ear. "We're close," he snaps, voice tight. "Keep Rowan distracted, and we'll own this." He's 35. All polish and ambition, but cracks show, sweat on his brow, a twitch in his jaw. I haul mulch, ears open. They think they've outplayed Winnie, but they're dancing on a minefield. The stage is set for the Rowan brand's gala fashion show, a South Beach spectacle where Miami's elite converge. I'm outside the hotel, tending planters bursting with orchids as limos unload, diamonds flashing, champagne flowing, cameras snapping. Winnie glides in, 32, in emerald silk that hugs her like armor, her smile a mask, Quentin at her arm, oblivious. Xena's in gold, a siren stealing every glance, her laugh cutting through the crowd. Rowan, 60, and Yara, 58, work the room, their smiles practice, hiding the rot. I'm invisible, just the helping khaki, but the air's electric, heavy with unspoken threats. Bridget slips in, 34, a phantom in navy, her eyes burning holes through Quentin. She's Winnie's shadow ally, and I sense her carrying a guillotine. The show begins, models strutting to a thumping bass line, the runway a blaze of color. I'm sweeping the entrance, palm leaves skittering when the massive screens flicker, then cut to a grainy video. Quentin and Xena tangled in a penthouse bed, their whispers damning. Winnie's out, the brand's ours. The crowd gasps. A collective intake of breath, phones rising like weapons. Winnie steps onto the stage, mic in hand, her voice a blade. "This is who you trust," she says, pointing at Quentin and Xena frozen in the wings. Liars, traitors, thieves. The room detonates, shouts, whispers, social media igniting. Xena's face drains to chalk, her gold dress a mockery. Quentin lunges for an exit, but security, stone-faced, blocks him, their hands on radios. Rowan roars from the front row, his face crimson. Winnie, stop this madness. Yara hisses, her pearls clutching her throat. You're destroying us. Winnie stands taller, unyielding, a queen amid the wreckage. I slip inside, blending with the staff, my broom a prop as I watch the chaos unfold. Rowan storms backstage, his bulk parting the crowd, dragging Xena by the arm. How could you do this? He bellows, voice shaking the rafters. Xena collapses into sobs, mascara streaking. It was a mistake, Daddy, I swear. But Rowan's eyes are stone, his love for his golden girl shattered. You're out, he growls. No brand, no trust fund, nothing. Yara slides in, her voice silk over steel. Rowan, think of the optics. We can spin this, Xena's redemption arc. I sweep closer, catching her calculating glance. Yara's not saving Xena for love. She's saving the Empire's facade. I shake my head, thinking, power's her god, and family's just collateral. Quentin's unraveling, cornered by Silas in a hallway, the lawyer's face taut with betrayal. Silas, 33, shoves him hard. You used me. Drag me into your filth, he snaps. Quentin, charm gone, sneers. You'll regret crossing me, Silas. But his voice wavers, his empire crumbling. Ariel, Silas's blogger girlfriend, 27, is in the lobby, live tweeting the carnage, her fingers flying. Miami fashion dynasty implodes, cheating, lies, and a sister's revenge. Her grin's predatory, feeding on the chaos, and I think she's a vulture, picking bones clean. Her post hits 1 million views, and the Rowan name bleeds online. Bridget's not done. I'm outside, rewiring a floodlight, when she slips Winnie a burner phone in the shadows of the valet stand. More dirt, Bridget whispers, her voice a low burn. Financials, Quentin's been skimming millions. Winnie's not as curt, her face a mask of vengeance. Bridget melts into the night, her mission complete, a specter of retribution. I'm impressed, but uneasy. Revenge is a wildfire, and Winnie's hands are already singed. The aftershock rips through the next day. I'm watering ferns. The mansion eerily quiet when Rowan calls an emergency board meeting. I linger near an open window, catching Uriah's voice, 45, sharp with fury. The stock's in free fall, he snaps, slamming a fist. Your daughters are a goddamn liability. Rowan's voice cracks, a broken king. I'll fix it, Uriah. But Yara's already moving, her heels clicking as she pitches Xena's redemption to investors, sidelining Winnie. I'm thinking, Winnie won the battle, but the war's not over. Her victory's hollow, her family's loyalty a lie. Then Xena breaks. I'm pruning roses near the guest house, thorns pricking my gloves, when I see her slip into the kitchen, a vial glinting in her trembling hand. She's muttering, eyes wild. If I can't have it, neither can you. I trail her, silent as a shadow, and watch her pour a clear liquid into a bottle of Merlot, Winnie's favorite. My blood freezes, I've seen death's face, and this is it. I wait till Xena slinks out, then swap the bottle with a clean one from the pantry, my heart hammering. I'm just the gardener, but I'm not letting murder stain this ground. I slip the tainted bottle into my truck, evidence for later, my marine instincts kicking in. The final strike comes at a private dinner, the family's desperate stab at normalcy. I'm tending the patio, palms swaying in the evening breeze, close enough to see through the glass doors. The dining room's a farce, crystal chandelier, linen napkins, and a family at war. Winnie raises her glass, eyes locked on Xena, who's pale, clutching her fork. To trust, Winnie says, her voice dripping acid. She sips the wine, and Xena chokes, realizing the bottle's safe. Winnie leans close, whispering, I know what you tried, sister. Xena's chair scrapes back, her scream raw as she bolts for the door, but Winnie's already dialed 911, her voice calm as she tips off the cops with Clara's testimony. Sirens wail, red and blue lights flooding the estate. Xena's cuffed on the lawn, screaming, I'm sorry, Winnie, please. As officers drag her to a cruiser, Rowan collapses into a chair, clutching his chest, his empire and daughter lost. Yara stands frozen, her face a mask, no tears, just calculation. The fallout's a massacre. I'm raking leaves the next morning, the mansion's silence deafening, when news breaks on my phone. Rowan's brand is bankrupt, carved up by rivals like vultures on a corpse. Uriah, scorned by Yara's rejection, leaked damning financials, Quentin's embezzlement, Rowan's tax evasion, to the press, torching what was left. Stocks plummet, investors flee, and the Rowan name becomes a curse. Quentin, 35, makes a desperate run, speeding out of Miami in his Porsche, but fate's crueler than Winnie. His car spins out on I-95, crashing into a guardrail, flames swallowing the wreckage. He's gone, a smoldering footnote in the ruin. Winnie, 32, walks away, her vengeance complete but her eyes haunted. I'm trimming a ficus when I see her pack a suitcase. Her movements precise, no hesitation. She's headed to New York, starting a new label, her own empire, built on grit, not lies. Silas, redeeming his betrayal, joins her, his loyalty forged in the fire of this war. I overhear him on the phone, voice steady. We'll make it win. Clean slate. Yara and Rowan, broke and shunned, retreat to a condo in the suburbs, their elite friends turning their backs. Yara's still scheming, I bet, but Rowan's a husk, his fire snuffed out. I'm locking the shed, the mansion dark, its for sale sign glowing under a streetlight. A tech mogul's buying it, gutting the place for his crypto dreams. I find a charred scrap in the trash, Xena's letter from jail, one word scrawled, sorry, Winnie burned it, her final act of closure. I sling my tools over my shoulder, truck idling, ready for my next gig. Mansions fall, I mutter, glancing back, but weeds keep growing. Winnie's justice was surgical, but it carved her soul hollow. I've seen empires die, kings, generals, tycoons, and this one's no different. The rich think they're gods, but gods bleed, and their thrones turn to dust. I'm just the guy who sweeps it up, but I'll carry this story, a scar from a war I only watched. Thanks so much for watching. Your likes, subscriptions, and comments mean the world, and keep these stories coming.